What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another film review. This time we're going to be taking a look at The Circle, or just Circle. This is a little bit of a different video, because normally we do look at horror movies. This time we're taking a look at a psychological thriller, which I am a lot more excited about looking at. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit burnt out from all the horror movies that we've been watching and reviewing on the channel, and I feel like my reviews have definitely reflected that. So moving on to psychological thrillers and psychological horrors, just to get a little bit of a different media, and just to sort of branch out and take a look at another topic that I am very much interested in. And this movie is a really good movie. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't do a lot, but it makes for a really good watch. It makes for a really good watch, and I'll explain that in a little bit, but without any further delay, let's take a look at what Google has to say. So The Circle is a 2015 horror sci-fi, which is 1 hour and 27 minutes, which isn't actually that long, but it does a lot in that time frame. It can only be watched on Netflix, and it has a 57% Rotten Tomatoes and a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. 50 strangers facing execution have to pick one person among them to live. This shit gets real from the get-go. Honestly, the story is pretty basic. 50 people wake up in this room. If they step off their circle, if they touch anybody else, they die. And they each have to vote for someone to be murdered, and the last one standing wins. And you cannot vote for yourself, but you can vote for other people, and there is people ranging from like 90 to 85 to like 7 in this room, and there is one child and one pregnant lady, and everyone is trying to keep them alive till the end, but then halfway through the games, people start to pick on them and be like, you know what, fuck you, no, we'll have a higher chance of surviving if we get rid of them now. So they try and take them out, and it turns into two separate groups, and the group protecting them win by one person, and then the child agrees to kill herself to save the baby, and then the dude who was protecting them all game murks him at the end. That is the biggest fucking plot twist of the century. He fucking played that so fucking well. I'm gonna be honest, Among Us fucking style was fucking insane. The Among Us style shit was brilliant. This movie is like the Among Us talk section, where you gotta work out who is the bad guy and who is unworthy of living, and a lot of people talk themselves into being that unworthy by saying they're racist, homophobic, like white privileged opinions, which gets them fucking murked by everyone else, deservingly, I'll put. Not gonna lie. We have some absolute fucking heroes that sacrifice themselves because they don't want to kill anybody, they don't want to take part in this sick game, and we have others which try and defend people and keep them alive till the very end, and people that are actually trying to work out what's happening. And there is some elements of it where they try and pick off the oldest people first, so then the younger ones have a easier chance of finding out, you know, how to survive and to get out of this sick game. But it only has one winner, and unfortunately it is that one prick. And I'm gonna be honest, that plot twist was insane, and then it hit you with a fucking double whammy with the baby getting a fucking say. That baby got a say, and I thought that was really weird. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why or how that baby got a say, because it's fucking baby. It's a baby, it's in the womb, it can't vote, it has no thoughts, head empty, not a single thought in that head. So I don't get why it has a say, but a load of aliens came to the planet and abducted people, and when our main sort of winner, he's a massive fucking knobhead for what he did. Like, it was smart, it was clever, it saved his own skin, but I still agree that he's a massive, absolute knob job for what he did. And he gets sent back down to Earth, and we see a lot of other survivors in the form of quite a few pregnant people, quite a few youngsters as well. There's a couple of dudes there, which I do feel would have done the very same things as him and don't really give a shit for the pregnant people or the children. They would rather just save their own skin. And I feel like that would be a terrible world to sort of go into. And that the aliens have made by sort of killing off all the good people to leave the kids pregnant and assholes to fend for themselves and to sort of continue running society. If they take humanity, fair enough. Let's do it into more manageable numbers. Like, if there's like 5,000, fuck it. Let's do this more manageable because I ain't the brightest. If there's 500, alright, there's gonna be 10, like, 1 million. If there's 500 people, it's gonna be like 1 million groups. I think. You know what? Fuck the math. I'm not good at math. Fuck it off, okay? We're not doing the math. No, that was right. And then 1 out of those 1,000 people live. So that means... What the fuck? No, that's not right. I don't know. Fuck the math off, okay? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought math into the equation. The character dynamics and how they talk to each other, how they act, is the main point of the story. Because there's no action. There's absolutely no set design. It is just people talking to people, doing some Danganronpa sort of round and round and round we go type shit, and I am very excited about that because it shows the people's true colors. It shows how they actually think. In this life and death situation, it shows you how people will truly act, how they're truly feeling. They're scared, they're worried, they're gonna let their act slip. They're gonna speak their truth, they're gonna get how they're feeling truly on the inside out into the open, which will make them be their true personality, their true self. They'll be assholes, they'll be dickheads, they'll be pricks, and that's who you go for first. And it does turn into a game of strategy, tactics, teams, and like who you're trying to save and who you're trying to protect. There is people who have their stories thrown out there and who have shit like thrown at them for no apparent reason and have shade thrown on them just because they're in the room with them. And I really liked the character dynamics. This had me hooked. This reminds me of the heated debates that we had back in lockdown in 2020 when we were playing Among Us. This has me sort of thinking back to playing like Werewolf and stuff like that, where you're sat in a heated argument, a heated debate, talking about who gets to live. It's like the opposite of Among Us. Instead of finding out that one person that's it's trying to find out that one person which you should vote for next, or finding out what to do and how to get out of here. It is very, very fast-paced action with how limited time they have to vote, with it being 1 minute between each time. So there's not a lot of time to talk or get their thoughts out there, especially with such a large group. So as the group littles down, we get into who we want to survive, who's more likely to survive, and a lot more thoughts and opinions from the core characters. And I actually like that. I thought it was really interesting. It gives us people to root for, it gives us people to care about, and gives us people who we want to win and who we want to see succeed. Honestly, I think this is a brilliant movie, and there's no blood, there's no gore, there's no violence. It's just a straight laser, which looks like it's a quick death, and I'm going to be honest, I would rather have a quick death than be shot in the forehead, not going to lie. A little bit of a laser beam, I can handle that. It's like straight dead, no pain, no nothing, straight gone. I appreciate that. That is brilliant. And the drama was juicy, the tea was juicy, the sort of arguments that they had were heated, the fast-paced decisions, I loved it. It was like peaking neuron activity, it was peaking happiness, and it kept me entertained, it kept me enthralled, it kept me sort of staring at the screen and didn't actually give me a chance to look away because of how quick shit was going on. And maybe that's the TikTok brain rot side of me talking, but I really liked this, and I think this movie is very underappreciated on Rotten Tomatoes, not gonna lie. This movie is a straight solid 8 out of 10 in my opinion. It does have its flaws, I'm gonna be honest, but it's still a good movie.